how did his strength feel? You were saying that you were the bigger guy. Like, how was his power?
Good. Yeah, he was strong. The reason why Crawford's so good and why his punches feel so strong is he makes you walk onto them. He's a smart guy, and he was using my forward momentum and putting his punches into it, which made it hurt 10 times more. So he's a good guy. Like as in he's like a matador. He'll wave the flag and oh, I charged at it, and it's exactly what he wanted. And he maybe run into a couple of his good punches. Canelo has jumped up weight divisions as well. He's not a massive guy at that weight, and like if I was to punch someone in the head, even if they're a heavyweight, it's still going to hurt. It's not saying that that's not going to hurt them. I know I can. Once you've hit over that weight limit, I feel like it's pretty low, the weight limit that with a guy's power can transfer and knock out anyone. And we know that with the weight divisions, the higher we go, the more knockouts kind of happen. And definitely Crawford has the accuracy, one, and the power too. If he lands a clean shot on Canelo, he could knock him out.
Bud power carries up. It's not just power that was just there for 147 or 140. His power carries up in weight. So I think that's the biggest thing that's going to surprise everybody.
So it doesn't matter who it is, he has potential there.
What they've been trying to do is they've been trying to get interviews with professionals to say that Terence Crawford has no chance and he's going to get blown out. However, they're getting the opposite outcome. When they sit down and talk to these professionals, it all comes back to the same thing. They're all favoring Terence Bud Crawford. And that's infuriating the Canelo Alvarez fans, you know, and some of the people that's in the industry that's Canelo Alvarez fans. They can't stand this. They hate this. They hate it for several reasons. They hate it for more than one reason. You know, one of the biggest reasons in boxing is how independent Terence Crawford is. Not being with any promotional company or nothing like that. Solely moving independent and making your own moves. They don't like people like that. They don't like you setting examples. And they don't want to show that you could be successful doing what you do versus them being your flesh peddler. You know, that's basically what it is. And a lot of people talk about Terence Crawford power traveling up. Of course, Terence Crawford power is going to travel up. See, the boxing game has tricked you. It has made you think, okay, well, you know, when you move up in weight, you know, you're going to lose some power and stuff like that. That's only to the guys who only had powers because they was weight bullying in a division. Okay? Your power shouldn't diminish like that when you're going up in weight. You know, if you really are a strong guy, then you'll be a strong guy at another weight class. That's without a doubt. And if anything, I would suggest that you probably should be able to hit a little bit harder. Your reflexes and speed may be slower, but you should probably hit a little harder. But people who possess real power has power that carries up. People who has artificial power that don't carry up, well, now you're looking at them being big for the weight class. Okay, so anybody that you see that was knocking people out left and right, this is that and the third, all of a sudden goes up to a weight class and can't knock nobody out. He was big for the division. It wasn't really his power that was doing that. It was his size. You know, but real power always travels up. You know, but I'll say this. I feel sorry for David Benavidez because I could tell that he didn't have a chance in hell. How do you know? Because if they're this afraid of Terence Crawford, the little guy, can you imagine what they'll feel like fighting David Benavidez? David Benavidez wasn't never going to get a Canelo fight. Like I said, the way that they're sweating bullets over Terence Crawford, I could imagine how they would act over David Benavidez. That fight was never going to happen. And trust me, they're highly concerned about Terence Crawford. But what they don't understand about Terence Crawford was made for this type of situation. Terence Crawford was made for this type of doubt and ridicule. I actually like that people doubt him and that, you know, they want to detract and take from him because I think it brings out the better Bud. You know? Me, the whole time when I'm going to be watching a fight, I'm just going to be waiting for Bud to show up. I'm going to be waiting for Canelo to do something that pisses Terence Crawford off. That's when I'm going to lean into the television. That's when I'm really going to pay attention. Because this whole time, while Terence Crawford is fighting, I'm just going to be waiting for Bud to show up. That's who I want to see. Y'all want to see Terrence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez. I want to see Canelo Alvarez versus Bud. You know what I mean? That's what I want. I want to see Bud, the pissed off Bud. That's why I want y'all to irritate Crawford. I want y'all to try to put him down and act like this, that, the third, and blase split. I love all that because that's an environment he thrives very well in. And like I said, he's terraformed for this. You know, people doubting and distracted from him all his life. Y'all been trying to take away from his career, his entire career, trying to tell him that what he wasn't. But if you can't tell by now, God's been speaking through Terrence Crawford, and I don't care if you're not even a religious person. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. God favors the brave. Ali told you that. You could be as scared as you want. You know what I'm saying? But as long as you show some type of bravery to step towards or step to a situation that you may not have the most courage in, God will give you the courage and he'll give you the strength. You know, and karma's definitely been on Terrence Crawford's side. That's because he moves correct. You know what I'm saying? He represents himself right. And he's representing a lot more than just himself at the end of the day with the way that he carries himself by default. He's a great example from top to down. You know, athlete, brother, father. He's a great example, man. How you should conduct yourself. You know, composed, a threat, serious about business, you know, and he's both serious in and out the ring. I think he's just as vigilant about career and protecting his career and making the right business moves as he is about making the right moves inside of that ring. Like I said, there's nothing to take away from Terrence Crawford, but you should appreciate him. While everybody was hollering, oh my God, Lomachenko, we're witnessing one of the best fighters in the world and we're not even appreciating it. No, you witnessing one of the best fighters in the world right now. And this is the guy that you should be appreciating. But you guys will never do it. And the history of boxing has never done it. Like, comment, subscribe. Bruce Vane, I'm out.